Hey there, take a quick look at the shirt you're wearing right now. What if I told you that the color in that fabric could be more than just, well, color? Today, we're diving into the secret superpowers of natural dyes, and believe me, it's a story that's been woven through science for centuries.
Just think about it for a second. What if the color in your clothes could actually do something? What if it could act like a shield against the sun, or maybe even fight off germs? It sounds a little like science fiction, right? But it's actually a technology that's been around for thousands of years.
You see, scientists are now digging back into the wisdom of ancient dyers, looking at plants that were used for centuries, not just for their beautiful colors, but for their amazing protective qualities. This goes way beyond just being eco-friendly. We're talking about engineering smarter, more functional fabrics straight from nature itself.
But first, to really get why this is such a game changer, we kind of have to talk about the dark side of color, the hidden cost of the clothes we wear every single day. Here's the deal. Our modern textile industry has a pretty dirty secret. All those bright, cheap synthetic dyes, they often dump a whole cocktail of toxic chemicals and heavy metals into our water. And it's not just an environmental issue. Those same chemicals can sometimes be absorbed through our skin, leading to problems like dermatitis. There has to be a better way to color our world. And that is exactly where this new research comes in. It's all about looking to nature for an ancient solution that might just be the future of fashion. The idea is actually brilliantly simple. Instead of creating thousands of different synthetic colors in a lab, what if we can build a whole spectrum of shades by starting with just 3 primary colors, all of them sourced directly from plants? Yeah, exactly like an artist's palette, but for your clothes.
Okay, so let's get into it and meet the actual plants that form the foundation of this amazing natural color palette.
First up, let's talk about the source of all those sunny, vibrant shades, the yellows. These guys form the bright, brilliant base of our natural palette. Okay, this is where the magic really starts to happen. We start with plants like eucalyptus and weld to get our base yellows. But watch what happens when we add a special ingredient called a mordant. It's a natural mineral salt. It acts like a partner to the dye, and it can completely shift the color. That's how a basic yellow can suddenly transform into a rich golden yellow or even an olive green.
Next, let's add some warmth to our palette with the source of our incredible reds and oranges.
For our reds and oranges, we're looking at plants like madder and annatto. And again, you can just see the incredible versatility here. Madder can give you a classic red or a reddish brown with the right kind of mordant, while annatto can be pushed all the way to a deep, dark red. The potential for a huge range of warm tones is, well, it's huge.
And to complete our primary trio, we have the foundation for all our cool tones, the timeless, absolutely essential blues.
Indigo and woad are basically the rock stars of the blue dye world. They're what's known as vat dyes, which is a special process that means they don't even need a mordant to stick to fabric. And here's where the real artistry begins. By mixing these blues with our other natural dyes, like adding pomegranate to indigo to get gray, or weld to woad to create a beautiful green, we unlock a whole new spectrum of secondary colors. So we've mentioned this secret ingredient a few times now. How exactly are we getting this incredible variety from just a handful of plants? Well, the answer lies in some really clever chemistry.
So, the crucial word here is mordant. A mordant is basically a color magnet. It's a substance, usually a mineral salt like alum, that helps the natural dye molecules grab onto and bond with the fabric fibers. Without it, a lot of dyes would just wash right out. But its real magic is how it can also react with the dye to completely change the final color.
And this just illustrates that point perfectly. On the left, you've got fabric dyed with eucalyptus extract. It's a nice yellow-brown. But on the right, they used the exact same dye, only this time with a copper sulfate mordant. I mean, look at that difference. It's transformed into this deep, rich brown. This is how you build a massive color palette from just a few core plants.
So this is already amazing, right? A sustainable, versatile color system. But what researchers discovered next? Well, this is where we get into the realm of actual superpowers. Because it turns out, these plant compounds aren't just for show. They come packed with hidden medicinal and protective properties that are just incredible.
The first superpower? How about turning your t-shirt into some high-performance sunblock?
This is wild. Researchers found that simply dyeing a fabric can dramatically boost its ultraviolet protection factor, or UPF. And get this, a fabric dyed with madder,
saw its UPF jump from an already good 65 to over 110. Even a fabric dyed with weld reached a UPF of 50, which is the official standard for excellent sun protection. The dye molecules are literally forming a shield in the fabric, absorbing harmful UV rays before they can ever reach your skin.
Ready for the next one? This one's all about fighting germs.
Believe it or not, these dyes are also powerfully antibacterial. And it makes sense, right? These are the same compounds the plants themselves use to fight off infection. So when we dye our fabric with them, we're transferring that ability. Fabrics with madder and gall oak showed over a 99% reduction in common bacteria like E. coli. For us, that means clothes that naturally resist odor and help keep our skin healthier. This is truly functional fashion.
So, with all these incredible benefits, you might be wondering, why aren't all our clothes dyed this way? Well, let's look at the exciting but also pretty challenging road ahead.
On one hand, the promise is just incredible. Sustainable, healthier fabrics with built-in superpowers, but the challenges are definitely real. Natural dyeing is still more expensive and complicated than just using synthetics. Getting the colors to stay vibrant and not fade, that's called color fastness, is a huge hurdle. And unlike a chemical made in a lab, every plant is a little different. The key to making this mainstream will be standardizing the entire process, from the farm all the way to the fabric.
But overcoming these challenges could fundamentally change our relationship with our clothes. So, the next time you get dressed, think about this. Could the future of what we wear be something that's grown, not synthesized? It might just be that the biggest innovation in fashion is simply rediscovering the colorful, protective secrets that nature has known all along. Thanks for tuning in.